Joe's back. We go over our lines, new fantasy flex plays, low ownership for DFS, Dynasty holds coming up. Okay, gentlemen. Do you have any thoughts over the Thursday night game before we get into this?
Yeah, actually, I had some thoughts about it. One, hey guys, I'm back. All right. And Arizona.
You'll probably be gone next week.
Well, don't worry about next week when next week gets here. I'll be here next week.
All right.
Unless somebody comes up with a little again.
Hey, dude, you gotta be safe.
That's true.
Safe.
That's true. Gotta be safe and sorry. Thursday's game, to me, Arizona looked sloppy. I sat down and watched the game, and
Arizona always looks sloppy. They're a young team.
the last time they played Seattle, though, they looked fantastic. The defense looked good, and this week, you just didn't see that same emotion from the team.
Yeah, well, Murray did get banged up in that one. Every time he threw the ball, he looked like he was in pain with that shoulder.
That shoulder, yeah.
But yeah, that defense did look a little better for the Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think age kind of showed because Murray is still young. They were both under a lot of pressure. Just Russell Wilson took it better.
Yeah.
And Wilson didn't make the same mistakes he did the first game. He didn't throw those 3 interceptions. He didn't have the mistakes. Wilson looked good.
Yeah.
Wilson was on target.
DK did drop a touchdown.
He did. Right into his face. Did you see that? Off his face mask.
He's an amazing, talented, physical monster that makes him good. But when it comes to actually being a wide receiver, he's not very good.
Dude, he's one of the best in the league.
He is.
He makes mistakes like everybody else.
He can literally do anything and be some of the best in the world because of how physically fit he is.
Yeah, he has the skill set to get there one day to be the elite number one. But yeah, not right now. If a ball hits you in the face.
It's obvious Lockett is still Wilson's favorite target. But
Well, and Lockett's kind of the opposite because he's not super anything. He's just very good at the fundamentals. He can run a route. He catch a pass. They're just completely opposite players. Long-term DK, that's who you want.
Yeah.
But right now, so buys, we got Niners, Giants, Bears, and Bills on bye weeks. I don't really care about any of those teams. Think the Niners have a future? It's not here. Think the Giants have a future? It's not here. I think the Bears need a quarterback. This is what we've been saying for 3 years.
Who do you think starts after the bye?
Where?
Bears.
Chicago.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
I don't care. I really don't.
I know. Whether it's Trubisky or Foles.
Foles played all right last week. I mean,
They both can play all right.
Yeah.
honestly, if they just had a quarterback who was mediocre, they would be easily a playoff team. I mean, easily.
Yeah, they would.
They're barely on the outside of that with a crappy QB. So I feel bad for the Bears because they should be better than they are. They're struggling with what a lot of teams are struggling with, and that's quarterback. I think the Bills are the only relevant team on bye, but we'll see when they come back. They still got to play a couple easy teams. I mean, they're probably going to win the division pretty easy. So
Dolphins are looking good.
Honestly, I don't know if it's easy. I mean, they're only half a game over the Dolphins right now.
Yeah.
I really want the Dolphins. I don't even know why. I just became a huge Dolphins fan. As a Jets fan, just watching them do all the things I want the Jets to do, and I'm just like, oh, they did that. They did that. Now I'm just like actually like the Dolphins. First game, Steelers, Jaguars. Obviously, the Steelers are going to win this game.
You would think so, yeah.
We've seen weird shit this year, but
10.5 points isn't enough. I take the Steelers against the spread. But I think the Jags will get catches and yards. I'd feel okay starting them just about everywhere. I wouldn't overpay for them in DFS. I wouldn't go trade for any of them. But if I had them, if I had Chark, if I had Robinson, I'd feel okay playing them. I don't think the Steelers' defense are so elite you can't play them against.
Yeah, it's hard to play Robinson against them. They've allowed the least amount of fantasy points to running back the whole year. This will definitely be a down game for him.
He defined down. He's a running back one.
He's not going to get over 20 points. I think hard for him to see over 15.
I think that's the line, 20 points.
I'm not sure if he gets 15. He has to score. And even then, it's a maybe.
He's going to get so much volume. He might get 4 catches. There's 4 points. He's going to get probably 30 yards in the air through those catches. So there he's at 7. He gets 20 carries for 70 yards. There's 7 points. He's at
about 14. Yeah. I'm not sure if he
14.
gets to the 15. Yeah.
If he gets
this
a
is
touchdown,
definitely a down week for him.
I still start him. Is my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid. I don't think the Steelers' defense are like they turn the ball over. I mean, they get the ball. That's the one thing that they do. But I don't know. I Steelers 27-16. That's how I evaluated this game. 46 is the over/under. I think it's probably going to go over.
Yeah. I have it 31-20 Steelers. I think they'll cover that 10.5.
See, I got the Steelers winning it 27-20, but I like Jacksonville to cover that spread. I think 10 points is just too much.
Lions, Panthers. Panthers getting 2.5, 46.5 over/under. Christian McCaffrey's out again.
Yeah.
I will say I was wrong. McCaffrey looked good.
He did, and he got the workload.
Yeah, he got the workload, but he knew, I thought it would take time for him because he looked really bad the first game. But I think a lot of that offense kind of didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's a new offense. So he must have been paying attention on the sideline, doing his homework. He looked good. So I still don't know if he can ever be that guy that he was, or his hand over fist better than every other running back in the league. But I think he's still probably the best running back to have.
Still top 5.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No problem with that. Lions still have problems going on. They look like they're playing better, though. Like they're trying.
They are, but their offense is hurting.
Their offense is hurting, and that the management is still in question. I think the players are just trying to put film on.
That's all they can do right now, really.
I think the Panthers are better than 3-7.
Yeah, I agree. I heard a commentary one time say that the Panthers look like a team that's rebuilding. I don't think they look like that. I just think they just had some bad luck in a few games, but they're better than what they're showing.
They're definitely rebuilding, but I think it's more of a transition than a rebuilding period.
Yeah, it's not your typical.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
So, I mean, honestly, the start of next season, probably right before the draft, is when you get the best coverage. I would do long-term bets on the Panthers. Make the playoffs, see the odds. That's going to be your biggest bang for your buck. I think the Panthers win this game. I don't even care about the 2.5 points. I would just pick them straight up to win. But I have evaluated it at 28-26. It's about 4.5 point cushion.
All right. Yeah, I have the Panthers win too, 28-24, so I'll just take them straight up.
Yeah, I'm with him. Taking the Panthers straight up 24-21.
Yeah, I think the Lions are about to have a problem for the next couple of years. I think they're like a 2 to 3 year transition, and right at the end of that transition, they're going to have to find a quarterback. There's a good chance they could be talking about moving on from Stafford because they could get something from him right now. They're not close enough to do anything at this moment. By the time they get stuff together, they're going to have to get another quarterback. So they might as well make that transition with all these changes.
And I think Stafford's a good enough quarterback. They can get value out of him, too. There's a few teams they can go to.
Yeah, he can still play. Absolutely. Yeah, he should be able to get decent value.
Yeah, so I think that's the big debate going on. Not so much that the head coach is gone, which he probably is.
Yeah.
Probably. I've seen him give up on coaches for lesser.
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to figure out is what direction they want their team to go in and then see the next head coach's plans. So we'll see. I think the Panthers pretty much control the game. I think the Lions can have good drives. I think they'll score. I don't know if I'd play the over-under, but I will say in a dynasty format, Robbie Anderson's starting to show. So the height of being the number 1, the number 2, the number 5 is now the number 11, and he's going to continue to progress down, like I've said. Not saying he's a bad guy, you don't want him. Just saying if you were going to trade him, you're losing that window because he, like I said 2 weeks ago, he's not going to get there. He's not going to stay there, and he's not going to beat where he's at.
He might get back there with McCaffrey out, and you might have another window to sell, though. At least high.
Maybe. But if you're going to sell him, you need to sell him ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys made a comment last week on how I've been riding high on the Lions all year. I think it's time to come back down to earth a little bit.
Patriots, Texans. Texans are getting 2.
That surprises me.
They're
Either team or the damn.
They're both pretty dysfunctional.
I mean, yeah, but I think it sees it as us able to just slow that offense down, and we can attack their weakest part of the defense, which is running the ball, and by far our best part of the game. So I think we definitely have a decent shot at winning this one.
I like Jacoby Myers this week.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Him and Bird have kind of switched a little, but Myers does seem to have a little bit better of.
Yeah, I guess I like Myers because I like his future. I like his ceiling in the future. I typically play dynasty leagues, so that's what I look at when I evaluate. I like his future. I think he's going to have a good week this week. I would start him in flex. DFS might be sneaky as well.
Yeah, he'd definitely be cheap.
But I think the Pats can win this game.
Yeah.
I think there's too much going on with the Texans. Whether they win by more than 2, probably. I'm going to take the Pats 20-17.
I'm going to take Houston. I'm taking those 2 points. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Houston beaten New England 21-17.
Well, I think the Pats are going to win this one.
Do you want to take that straight up?
I'll take it straight up.
Or would you take the points?
I'll take it straight up. I think Houston can beat them straight up.
Yeah, much better odds if you believe that strongly.
Yeah.
It seems like Watson's so much more comfortable now with Fuller and Cooks out there that I think that passing game. Houston struggles in that running game, obviously.
Yeah.
But the passing game,
yeah,
going to come.
I think it's going to come down to the Patriots secondary. They looked kind of shaky last week. I know they're 8th statistically speaking, and Houston's got the 11th passing offense.
Yeah, but we have been playing without Stephon Gilmore. J.C. Jackson has stepped up. He's looked pretty good. I wouldn't say number one corner, but he looks like he has that potential. But Gilmore should be back this week.
The Patriots are going to have to rely on a run, and this is the best game for him to run.
Yeah.
So that was my logic. Do you think the Texans can run the ball?
No.
Ever?
Was David Johnson there? I think they could. Oh.
Well, he's not there.
He's not?
He's on IR.
Oh, okay. So I don't think Duke Johnson could do it.
Duke Johnson ain't got the skill set for it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they can get it going passing, then yeah, they could probably open it up. But I don't think it could be that big.
No.
Titans, Ravens. Titans down to 6 points. I can't believe they're getting 6 points.
Yeah.
I'll take the Titans straight up. Forget the points. Take the odds. I know I'm the hater of the Ravens, but the Titans can beat the Ravens.
Oh, absolutely.
They're built in a way to beat the Ravens.
We all actually agree on something. Yeah.
2 games in a row?
2 in a row.
Wow.
We've all got Tennessee beating them.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can take the points. I wouldn't. I think the Titans can beat them just like they did last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Ravens are just too predictable.
Yeah.
Anybody that's all they gotta do is find a way to stop Lamar Jackson. That's it.
Yeah, but they're damn good at it.
Yeah.
They're running.
The running backs have been freaking amazing back there.
You know they're running the ball and you just can't stop them.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But you look at the Ravens, and they're the 9th best defensive against the rush. But over the last 3 weeks, they've been 23rd. So that's just all the more better for Derrick Henry and the Titans to just run the ball and chew the clock out.
I would say Derrick Henry can run with the best of them. So
yeah.
If it's a ground game, it's gonna be a quick game, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries in this game. 49.5, I think is a good line. I probably would take the over just because it's 49.5. 50-51, that's probably where this game's going to fall.
Around there, yeah. I think the Titans will win this one 27-24, but I'm not that confident in it. I would take the points.
I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I got Tennessee 21-17, but I'm with him. I'll take the points. I'm not that confident. I think the game could go either way.
Yeah.
Eagles, Browns. Browns come back from bye. Eagles getting 3. I don't think it's enough. I don't think the Browns are a bad team. I think Myles Garrett is huge that he's not playing.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Eagles can really do much of anything at this point.
Yeah, last week was really disappointing coming out of the bye week. They just underperformed, and it looked bad.
So I have the Browns to cover the 3 points. They probably win by 8. I have it 28-20. I could see it going over 47.5. It's kind of a low.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of injuries. OBJ, who can't catch, isn't playing, but we'll see.
Yeah, I got it 48 points, so I'm right there at that margin. But I got Philadelphia beating Cleveland this week, 27-21.
27-21.
I think the Browns are still good enough, but it seems like Philadelphia just seems to be clicking right now at the right time.
Yeah, I have a 27-21 Browns. I'll take them to cover. They looked really good last week, especially with Chubb coming back.
Yeah. So did Fulgham basically lose his job? Or do you think they're still just curious because of their season's pretty much donezo?
I mean, I don't think Alshon Jeffrey stays there. I would assume Fulgham would take his spot. But since Rager's been back, he's kind of taken most of the targets away from Fulgham.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was asking. Do you think they're just curious on what Rager has?
I think they like Rager more.
I think they like Fulgham.
Yeah, I think they like Fulgham, but I think they like Rager more.
I'll say it seemed like Wentz liked Fulgham a lot. It seemed like he was going to be his guy. But
yeah,
last couple of weeks, it looks like it has faded off a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I have to look at the contract situation, but I could see Alshon going. But coming into the season, it was all about Alshon. They got their guy, Alshon. They're the lead. And now it's kind of like, who's this guy in their roster?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they're paying him, but I think they like Fulgham in the long term. So I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I would hold him if you're a dynasty guy. Wouldn't trade him at all because he's got potential to be really good. Rager's a guy that's going to be like a T.Y. Hilton or a Golden Tate or a Juju Smith-Schuster. It's going to play that slot role. It's going to go on the outside a little bit, but it's going to give Fulgham that potential to be a high-end receiver. I don't think Rager's really got that upside unless he can consistently prove that he can separate for the long ball, which I haven't seen yet.
It's early.
It is early. That's why I said I would hold these guys.
Yeah.
Alshon might want to just cut him.
I don't think you can get any value out of him.
I don't think you can get any value on him. He does have potential in the future. It's just not worth a roster spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can probably pick him up for free before the season starts next year. Atlanta Falcons, Saints. Falcons are getting 3.5. I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah. Interested to see who the quarterback will be for the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, everything's leaning towards Winston, but I mean, Hill.
It's
pretty good there.
I've heard him say it was Hill. I think it'll be both of them. More so Winston, but both.
It's going to be Winston. I think Taysom Hill will have a bigger Wildcat role than he normally sees, which is like 2 snaps a game.
Roughly.
He'll probably see a lot more than that. But when it comes to throwing the ball, it's going to be Winston. I wouldn't start either one of them. Not in fantasy.
I would start Winston. I might start Hill just because you can play him in the flex.
Yeah, you don't get anything for Winston. Now, if you want to be sneaky, the upside potential in DFS, yeah, I could start Taysom Hill in DFS.
Yeah, but it's against Atlanta.
Oh, I agree. But it's still, he's not going to get as much opportunity as a traditional quarterback. And if you look at the last 2 weeks of the Falcons, they put up okay numbers against their secondary. Good start numbers. But he's not going to get as many throws, many dropbacks because of that role. Taysom Hill. I think Taysom has higher upside if you want to go DFS. I can support that.
I think you can go both because they should both be cheap.
Yeah, they both probably will be really cheap.
Yeah.
I just think the upside, because you're shooting for the moon at this point. If you're going to start either one of these guys at DFS, you're playing the $1 million maker, and you want something crazy to happen. I think there's higher upside with Taysom Hill. That's all I'm saying. I think the Saints still win, but I think this is a high-scoring game. 50.5 down to 49. It's a joke. I'd bet this game on the over-under. Lock. Is a lock.
In that case, bet the opposite. Bet the opposite.
Yeah, that's a lock.
That's the lock.
I have a 31-24. That's 55 points. I don't know if it'll get that high, but the core number here is 50, 51, 54. Those are 3 most common gambling lines, and it's at 49. So I guess if you think it's going to be a 21-24 game.
Might be. I have a 27-24 Saints. I'll take the Falcons to cover 3.5.
And the over.
Yeah, but I wouldn't bet the over.
See, I got it under. I got Atlanta 27-21. And I'm taking the Falcons. Give me the 3.5.
You have it 48 points. It is the under.
Is the under.
By a point.
That's under.
I'm just saying.
Mine's only over half
Would you
a
bet
point.
the under?
I would bet the under, yes.
You would bet the under.
Yes, I would bet the under.
Confidently.
It's a lock.
I know what I'm betting this week.
Right. Anybody who's watched the show knows if I say something, you definitely do the opposite.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Just not a pretty face.
Is that a shot at me?
No.
I think that's a shot at all of us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he was making fun of my Joe Dirt beard that's gone.
I know. Talk smack about his little Joe beard, and I don't shave. That's cool. I still look good doing it.
Well, honestly, I didn't think it would matter, and I was doing stuff, and it was bothering me, so I shaved it all off. I'm like, I wear a mask, right? Yeah, I forgot I also record.
Yeah, everybody can see now.
Yeah.
Bengals.
What are you calling them this week?
It's starting to catch on because I almost said Washington football team,
Well,
but that's not their name. So the Redskins are the favorite.
They are.
It's a favorite. 1.5. It's basically a pick'em game.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Smith's been playing pretty well.
Yeah. Just cut down them turnovers.
Yeah. But for a guy who's been sitting out for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, he threw for over, 300 yards?
He's getting there.
I understand it's only a 1.5, but I don't understand how the Bengals are the underdog.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't think there's a big difference between the two teams. I think Washington can get to the quarterback. I think the Bengals have a young quarterback. I get the narrative. That's kind of what Vegas is thinking. But the Bengals' offense is just better.
Yeah.
Because their quarterback is better.
Yeah, but Washington's defense is better because Chase Young makes it better.
I think there's a lot. I think if you took these two teams and you just morphed them into one team, it might be the best team in football.
It'd be a damn good team.
I think it might be the best team in
I
football.
don't want to know about best, but yeah, that'd be a good team.
Because every problem the Bengals have, the Washingtons are good at. And every problem Washington has, Bengals are good at. So, could you imagine Terry McLaurin getting passes from Burrow?
Be nice.
Dude,
Consistency.
I'm just saying.
he might have better numbers right now.
But I have a 26-24 Bengals. This is a toss-up, either one. I wouldn't bet any part of this game, but I really want to watch it. I think...
You want to bet the Bengals?
I don't think I would bet the Bengals because I could see it going either way.
Yeah.
But Antonio Gibson, I think he's gonna have a game.
Yeah.
I mean, better than his average. I'm not gonna say he's.
Yeah, the Bengals have been really good against receiving backs, so that'll cut down McKissick. And Gibson doesn't really get a whole lot of receiving work, so he should be good to go on the ground.
Yeah, I like him. How many times do you think Burrow throws the ball this game? Because I understand they've needed to. But I don't think they necessarily need to this game.
Well, Washington's defensive pass is tremendous. They're ranked first against passing yards. So Burrow
A lot of that
may only get maybe 200, 225 yards.
A lot of that has to do with the pressure. They have tremendous pressure on the quarterback, which is one of the reasons why I want to watch this game. Because I think Burrow can handle the pressure.
Yeah, but he's still a rookie. I mean, you pressure him too much, hit him a couple of good times, he'll still get shaky.
How's he going to learn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that and this is his first year going this deep into a season. College football, they don't have as many games.
Right. I don't think that matters too much, though. It's a good point. I guess I haven't thought of. The reason I bring that up is because nobody in like DFS would start Burrow against the number 1 ranked defense like this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 6% ownership as of Thursday night. That's one of the lowest. I mean, there's more people starting the Jets quarterback. So I'm just saying, if he's going to drop back and throw 40 times, he could torch the Redskins.
Yeah,
he could.
It just depends. It depends on Chase Young. It depends on his ability to deal with the pressure. But their secondary is not amazing. It's all the pressure. Not that the Bengals have a great line. They don't. It's terrible. He's probably going to get sacked 6 times. But I don't know. It's a thought. I wouldn't do it. Just a thought.
I know it's enough for me to pick Washington 17-14.
I'm going to take the Bengals to win. 24-21.
I'm on my own little island, huh? Guess that's what happened when you're in last place.
You know,
all by myself. Just floating along.
Jets, Chargers. Jets are getting 9. 9's too much. Oh, they're getting 10, up from 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much.
Yeah.
That's
the
too
Chargers,
much.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks in a row, and this is the only thing I've really been accurate on, the Jets are at a point where they're actually playing football. And I don't think they have the talent to win games. I don't think they want to win games, but they're down to a point where the people on the team either A, aren't good enough to go anywhere, or B, know they're going to be there for a while. Regardless, they're just trying to put tape down. They're playing really hard. I think they could have beat the Patriots. I think they could have. I don't think they're going to win this game. They're not. But they've played the Chiefs tough. They played the Patriots. They were ahead the whole game. You want to get into conspiracies, I'm pretty sure they threw that game. Just look at.
Honestly, I thought we were going to lose that game.
Just watch the fourth quarter. Yeah. Just watch the fourth quarter. I think if it came down to it, they're supposed to just literally toss the ball up to let the other team get it. I think they really, really want the number 1 overall pick. I have it 24-17. I think Chargers will win.
It's just the number 1 pick. Don't want them.
But I wouldn't start the Chargers. I wouldn't start anybody on the Chargers.
No.
I
wouldn't start anybody in that backfield, but I think you have to start guys like Keenan Allen. And even Herbert.
It'd be hard not to start Keenan Allen.
Yeah, even Herbert, I think you still play. Because even if he doesn't necessarily get the passing yards, he still has rushing.
Well, the Jets' passing defense is 27th. Why would you not start Herbert?
Yeah.
He's been pretty dynamite.
Look at that metric after week 8. Because they pretty much shut the Chiefs down. Their total offense was 7 yards going into halftime. 7. I'm not saying they're an elite defense, but
nobody's ever going to say
what was the spread on the Chiefs? Was it 20?
It was high. It was up there, yeah.
Didn't they cover?
Like 7. They did cover.
Yeah.
They've covered almost every week for the last 4 weeks. I think there was one game they didn't. I don't remember which one it was. But I think they cover here. I think the Jets are going to play a good game. I wouldn't start the Chargers. But no, I wouldn't go out of my way to start anybody in this game. I think the Jets will overachieve, which is not saying much. But I don't think the Chargers are going to meet their potential. 24-17. Chargers.
Yeah, I have a 28-20 Chargers.
I got Chargers winning as well, 24-17. I'll take the Jets to cover those points.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have just said, "Hey, I want to do exactly what Jay did." 24-17. That's what you could have said.
Hey, or I can go on my own, be my own man.
Yeah, you could have said like 23-18.
It's not a real score.
But mine looks cool.
It could be.
Oh no, some of these games, man, you get some jacked up scores going on.
Let's see, the New York Jets, offensive passing last, offensive rushing 28th, defensive passing's 27th, defensive rushing's 18th.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Chargers, offensive passing is 10th, offensive rushing is 9th, defensive passing is 14th, defensive rushing is 14th. Just on those metrics alone, they should easily win by 14 points. I'm just telling you, you can't go by those.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But that tells me that Chargers got decent offensive line, and they brought Balaj off the practice squad. He might be a decent sleeper this week. I can see him getting 20 carries, maybe 87 yards, a touchdown. Get you some decent points. Give you 15 points. If you got a guy on a bye week, you want to fill this hole.
Yeah, if he gets that volume, yeah.
If Balaj gets one carry, that means he carried the ball in a regular season game for 4 different teams.
He's already carried the ball.
This
for the
season-
Chargers.
He's already carried the ball a few times for Chargers.
Oh, yeah, last week.
Yeah, he carried last week.
Yeah, well, that was on my notes to say last week, which I didn't. I didn't say. So there's a reason he's been on 4 teams this year. That's all I'm saying. I think he's
Well, and he was on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Chargers just had a pinch.
got
They had to bring him in.
injured,
Yeah, I don't think he's amazing.
But Chargers is one of those backfields, I think, a lot like the Chiefs, where you just stick anybody back there and they're going to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Broncos. Dolphins getting 3. No way.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're the underdog here.
continuously, yeah.
Against the Broncos, it's been struggling.
Yeah, I've no idea. Other than there must be just a tremendous push for the average person gambling in this game, because there's no way the Dolphins are the underdog. A real sneaky play I like this week. I like Jakeem Grant. I like him in DFS. I'd play him in fantasy at a flex, maybe the wide receiver 2 spot. Take the points, throw them out the window. Dolphins win this game straight up. It's a lock. 26-17 is how I wrote this out. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily take the over-under either way, but the Dolphins win this game.
Yeah.
I like the Broncos. I've talked the Broncos up for a couple weeks now. I can easily say the Dolphins are better.
Yeah, they are
Right
better.
now.
There's no
they're
doubt.
better.
Yeah. 'Cause I got Miami winning 24-21.
Yeah, I have Miami winning 27-21 too. Right there with you guys.
Yeah, I don't want the points. Give me the Dolphins to win it straight up.
Cowboys, Vikings. Cowboys getting 7.
Ugh.
I don't think
That's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not.
Vikings are really starting to come alive right now. And they've played a little better. They're getting Dalton back, but that's just not enough for me.
I was satisfied with the way the Cowboys defense improved last week. Or, sorry, 2 weeks ago. They was on a bye last week. The secondary seemed to play a little better. But, man, they're still not there. They still got damaged offensive line. Still got too many holes in that secondary of Dallas.
How's
Never been
Cook's
enough.
legs feel?
How do they feel?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I haven't felt them.
I say he's not sitting there oiling him up every day. Great legs.
That didn't look like a leg, Joe. that looked like something that shouldn't be public.
When
We
you
are.
practice, you do it great.
This is a children's channel. Well,
What?
But-
children's safe.
Is it?
I don't know, but doing this is not.
I did this over my computer. Now I didn't lean back. Now you got a little lean back going, like you're comfortable with it.
The hell was I saying? Oh, Cook.
Yeah. So how do his legs feel?
Strong.
Strong. Right.
They're so thick and tender.
That third one. No. Cook. God damn it. I think Cook is going to be the number 1 running back in the league this week. He gets 200 yards all purpose.
I think he's the number 1 running back on the year.
Okay. I think he is too. But this game, 200 all purpose yards.
Yeah.
I think you have to start him in DFS. Most of the time, you're like, well, if you don't want to take the chalk, I think you have to, because if you don't have him in your lineup, I don't think you can win the $1 Million Maker.
Not if he's going to go off like that. You kind of have
he's going to have 200 all-purpose yards.
And Dallas sucks against the run. Oh, yeah. I'd put Cook in any DFS.
Yeah, if you want to be ballsy.
Pay that $9,000 for him.
Yeah.
If you want to be ballsy, you could probably start as backup.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Madison?
Yeah, Madison.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be ballsy, you can start Madison. He might get some work here. Depends on how bad the Cowboys are. I mean, you guys are going to have to watch our power rankings to really understand how bad the Cowboys are. But I think Justin Jefferson is the best rookie wide receiver talent-wise. Better than CeeDee Lamb, better than Judy, better than Claypool, who I love, and I picked way early. He's the most talented, pure wide receiver in the league.
Yes.
Now, see, for me, that's hard to judge because
it's not anymore.
Because you're going by who's getting the most volume, which is surprising that Judy's not getting more volume in Denver.
He's starting to get a little more.
It has nothing to do with the volume.
Yeah, he doesn't even get them. He's starting to get a little more, but he didn't really get that much. He was just so
Lamb
efficient.
can't look good in Dallas right now. Not with freaking the quarterback carousel.
Lamb was getting more volume and still has more volume going into this week. So volume's not an excuse. PFS grade per route run, he's by far the highest rated rookie wide receiver. I like Justin Jefferson. Thought he was a very talented guy. I liked him more than CeeDee Lamb. I didn't know he was this much better than everybody else. Per route run, whether you catch the ball or not, your job and how you execute is how they grade you.
No, I'm not saying that he's not a good freaking rookie receiver. Don't get me wrong on that.
Yeah, I just wish
I'm just saying, if you look at the rookie class,
someone other than Cousins.
I was about to say that too. If he had somebody,
he might get someone new. I believe his contract's up soon. Next year, maybe.
I think I looked it up. I think Cousins has 2 more years.
2 more years?
Yeah.
I think Cousins owns like 4% of the Vikings from that contract.
I heard it was more than that.
I think part of his contract is he owns the Vikings. That's how bad they want it. Well, they're bidding the Jets. Anytime you're in a bidding war at the Jets, you need to pull out. That's what everybody else does. And then laugh at the Jets because they overpaid for mediocrity. The way that my data ran, 24-20, the Vikings win, but I think the Cowboys cover. I really don't want to pick the Cowboys to cover. I wouldn't bet this game.
What scares me is
that's how my data came out.
The way that Dallas played against Pittsburgh, who's so dynamic. Dallas could have easily won that game.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you're thinking, all right, is this the Dallas team we're going to start getting? Or are they going to revert back to the Dallas teams that we've been seeing getting their butt handed to them every week?
Is Dalton starting?
Yeah. He should be back.
He should be, yeah.
I saw the injury report.
Do you think the previous evaluation of Dalton is correct?
No.
I don't either.
I've jumped off that Dalton bandwagon.
That's why I don't like the metrics of this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got Minnesota.
I broke off my algorithm the last couple weeks, and I've been terrible. So it says the Vikings are gonna not win by more than 7, so I'm gonna stand by it. I think the Cowboys cover. I really don't want to pick that though.
All right. I mean, I'm not taking a cover. I have the Vikings 34-24.
I got Minnesota winning at 27-20.
At the push.
Yeah. But I'm going to take Vikings. Vikings minus the 7, though. It could easily be a 28-20 game.
Copy that.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to change that. It's going to be a 28-20 game.
Packers, Colts.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. Well, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a good one. Let's put it this way. That line change.
I submitted my score before Vegas gave the over-under. And I want to just show how crazy close it was. So Vegas originated at 2.5 points to the Packers and then went down to 1.5. I had it 2 point spread. I'm right in the middle of that. I think this is a weird evaluation because I can't believe that they would pick the Packers to be the underdog.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that. But honestly, when I look at it, I feel like the Colts are going to win this one.
Yeah, I have the Colts to win 28-26. That's what I came up with before Vegas came up their line. It went in between those two. I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought they were going to give the Colts, and I was just ready to say, oh, Colts are outright. That's a lock. But now it's like, oh, I'm right in the middle there. So I wouldn't bet this game, but I think the Colts can win it. I think the Packers deserve more respect than being called the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like they're the underdog by a lot, but I mean, they can't be the underdog. I mean, they had to be the underdog sometime. They're not the best team in the league. They've got to be
only the underdog because the Colts are at home. Well, but it's a dome, so that doesn't really favor any team. There's no fans there, so you can't do that.
Yeah, but that Colts defense is elite. Devontae Adams got banged up in practice. His ankle kind of flared up, so he's playing a little hurt. I think they're able to stop the Packers offense, or at least slow it.
The Packers defense is good.
It's getting better, but after last week seeing the Colts, that offense, I think it's getting better.
Yeah, I was excited to do this game because I thought I was going to be the opposite, but I'm right in the money. So I wouldn't bet this game. I don't feel confident in it. But my data shows Colts to win.
I'm going on my own little island again. I got the Packers winning at 28-24, but I don't want Packers straight up. I want the points just in case it is a close game and they lose like 28-27. So
yeah, 1.5 points isn't a bad line to keep the points because you're only going to get maybe 10 positive, negative, and that 1.5 points could be a big difference. So if you did pick this game, unless you're going to pick the underdog, I'd take the points all day. Chiefs, Raiders 6.5. I think that's how we all feel.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the last time they played, Jacobs had 2 touchdowns. He didn't have over 100 yards necessarily rushing or receiving. He had about 90 total, roughly.
I don't care.
They won.
I don't care. I hate when people say
good rugs.
You remember 5 years ago when this guy got the ball? He did this. So like it must mean something today. It doesn't mean shit today.
Hey, remember back in the 60s when the Jets were good? Sorry.
All right.
It's kind of like Bears fans hanging on to that 85 season. That was their year.
The Ryan... I don't even care. The Ryans had a good defense. No, I think I wanna like the Raiders here, but I think the Chiefs, as much as they looked shaky, there's just a better team, and I don't think 6.5 is enough.
No,
I think it's going to be about 8. I have 28-20 Chiefs. I think the Raiders lose this game pretty good. Like, I think the score is not going to really show. I think the Raiders are going to have some big plays, but I think the game is going to be close early. Raiders are going to look strong and sturdy. Then the Chiefs, fourth quarter, probably 14-0 is going to be the line in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think the Raiders will lose, but I think they'll cover that 6.5.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think they cover. I got Chiefs winning at 31-24. Yeah, the Raiders can't cover this time.
All right.
Problem with the Chiefs, though, that running game.
Yeah.
Anybody want to admit that I was right about Clyde Edwards-Helaire yet? That he's not as great as he was week 1? Anybody? Anybody want to say anything on him yet?
They got Bell.
He will be next year, but with Bell, he's not going to be.
He's getting a lot of the volume.
Yeah.
He's not doing much with it. Well, he's getting the volume.
I'm just saying. Why would they bring Bell in if they didn't have faith in Clyde?
Because it's good for the team.
Because it's free.
Clyde.
You're getting Bell.
Anybody could have got Bell then.
Yeah, he
Bell
chose.
Went there. Bell wants a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's why he went there.
But
Le'Veon Bell went to the Chiefs with a contractual situation that says, hey, I'm guaranteed my money regardless. So I can go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't matter what they pay me because I'm only going to make this much. So he went to the Chiefs and said, I'll take the minimum. They're paying him the minimum you can possibly pay a player. Why not take Le'Veon Bell?
But you don't have to give him the value. Unless you don't believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire can do it.
Now, if you want to stay fresh, the problem with that is they let these guys get soft. They take games off. They do whatever. Then the playoffs come, and your running back's soft, right? This way, they kind of split it up. They're fresh. I think that's the.
Go with that. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not the back that they want him to be.
I think
he doesn't have to be. I think he's
it's
good
just not
enough
this year.
I think it's good enough to do what they want him to do. It keeps everybody fresh for the playoffs.
Playoffs.
I think that's the point, and that's the mindset behind it.
All right. I still don't believe he's that great. I'm not saying he's horrible. I'm just saying I don't think he's as elite as what people were making him out to be. People were putting him up here with Kamara and Cook, and I don't believe he's up there. No.
Yeah.
I never had him.
He's more down. Right.
Well, I mean, up until Bell came there, he was a top 12 back.
Yeah, he was.
Man.
I never had him that high, though. I think I had him like 13, 14.
I had him at like 6 or 7.
Pre-draft rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about what he is. But he'll be better next year.
If they decide to run with him. I mean, Williams comes back next year. He opted out this year because of the whole COVID stuff.
I'm not that concerned about Williams, really. No.
He left. He was great. I don't know what his year off is going to do to him, but
it's not a bad thought because Williams might have the role that Bell has right now, which limits the upside of Clyde.
Yeah, but I don't think Williams is better than Bell, and I think Edwards definitely has room to grow to be able to take that full three. Yeah,
like he said, when Williams comes back, does he take over where Bell is at, and they have that split role again? If so, is Edwards-Helaire even worth keeping in a dynasty league?
Well, he's worth keeping, but I don't think he's a running back that you
maybe
want
a flex.
I think
a hole filler. Maybe
I think he's definitely a running back too.
Before the year started, I was thinking that he was going to beat out Darryl. I thought he would beat him out, and then he opted out.
I think he's still a guy you can start and be comfortable with. I just don't think he's going to be the elite level production player that we thought, especially after week 1. So he's probably between 10 and 14, I think, consistently next year. So he's a good guy to have. All right, Monday night game, Rams Bucks. Rams getting 3.5.
I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I do
too.
Be
a good one.
I have the Rams to cover. I say that to say this. I think the Rams are going to struggle the whole game. I think they'll keep it close.
On all sides?
On all sides. I think the Buccaneers will look. If you just hid the score and watch the game, the Buccaneers are going to control all aspects of this game. But it's going to be close because that's kind of how this game's going to play out. I think it's just going to look one way, but the reality is that it's a close game. I think the Buccaneers win it 26-24. But if you look at the score tomorrow, like the next day, without watching the game, you're going to get a different interpretation than if you watch the game. I think the Buccaneers are going to control this game.
I like the Rams in this one. I think they're the underdog, but I think they'll win. I think that defense is able to contain the Bucs because the Bucs, they can be that elite number 1 offense, but they have not shown they're able to do that consistently week in, week out. I think that the Rams are just too good of a defense for them to be able to just do a shootout with them. I see the Rams winning.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm sorry. It's kind of what I was talking about. When you look at the score line, I don't think the Rams are going to get much going on offense, but when they do, they're going to be successful. And I think the Buccaneers are going to consistently push down the field, a lot of yards, a lot of catches, but they're not going to be able to get it in the end zone. I think the Rams are going to bend, but they're not going to break.
Yeah.
And I think you're just going to see a lot of production from the Buccaneers with no score. And you're not going to see a lot of production with the Rams, but they'll still score. If that makes sense.
I'm just more confident in the Rams team.
No, I'm not. I like Tampa Bay to win this one. I don't think the Rams are going to cover. It's still going to be close. I got 27-21, but I just don't think the Rams cover at 3.5. I think they still lose by a score, just not at 3.5.
What do you think the future is with Akers? Did they just completely give up on him?
No, I don't think they did. I think they're just using their backs that they have now until late. Well, not even later in the year. I guess.
Well, that position is not hard.
Well, no, but just to have somebody fresh, really. That's just nice.
He's fresh. He's not getting play.
No, he's not because they don't really need him right now.
I don't know. Something strikes me as odd. I would drop him everywhere.
I wouldn't drop him.
I don't think you get much for him.
I wouldn't. Even if you couldn't get anything for him, I still wouldn't drop him.
I don't think there's any potential there.
I see potential. You just have to wait. Yeah.
Unless there's something else wrong with him that maybe we just don't know.
Yeah. I haven't really got maybe it's just blocking or something like that.
No, this is the exact same argument with Bell. When everyone's like, well, he was on the Jets. Yeah. Well, now he's on the Chiefs. He's still bad. It doesn't matter. You're a running back. You can either play or you can't. You either have the body or you don't. You either have the mentality or you don't. The NFL is a different beast. He's not translating well. Now, maybe he can all of a sudden figure out how to play running back. But from what I've seen, my understanding, I think Akers is done. I think he's going to have a career that is basically, you forget about him.
I don't think he's an elite player, but I don't think he's done. He's been injured throughout the season, on and off. He just hasn't really had a chance to get going. I think he'll be fine. It's just not this year.